A very good afternoon to our respected guests, members, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Ladies Study Group, I warmly welcome you all this afternoon to what promises to be an exhilarating conversation with a legend in his own right, Mr. Kumaramangalam Birla, Chairman of the globally acclaimed Aditya Birla Group. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our most special guest, the exceptionally talented, successful, and progressive Kumar Mangalam Birla. Anchoring the event will be Mrs. Lata Venkatesh, who has begun her career in CNBC TV 18 as chief of the Mumbai News Bureau. Over the years, she has come to be recognized as one of the keenest watchers of the Reserve Bank of India and a respected commentator on banking sector issues, money markets, and macroeconomic trends. We welcome Lata Venkatesh with us today.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Dasgupta. And thank you, of course, everyone here, the Ladies Study Group, Mrs. Sumangala Birla in particular. Thank you very much for this honor. Mr. Birla, of course, for allowing himself to be unplugged today. Mr. Kumar Birla, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, Tata. I want to first thank Mrs. Dasgupta for having me. Special occasion for a few reasons. One is I've heard about LSG from the time that I was growing up, given my Calcutta Connect.
Let me get to, not exactly a related question, but the Birla family is known to have created a lot of non-business great institutions. I mean, planetariums, art galleries, temples, of course. I could go on, concert halls, schools. What would you like your legacy to be? Have you thought through something that you want to leave behind?
You mean my own legacy?
Yes, your own.
So I have no interest in leaving a legacy, Lata, to be really honest with you. I think I'm blessed to have some, very high quality work to do with some very talented, dynamic, competent people who are very committed. And to me, the way I'm hardwired is that I think that itself is a very big thing. Not many people have that privilege. And for me, continuing my family legacy has always been a very big thing for me right from start. Leaving my own legacy is just not something that I really think about or I honestly feel about.
Okay. You have disarming candor, I must say. You take away my question. You will have to introduce yourself, ma'am.
Okay, I'm Inu Bala. Do you believe corporate India has truly pulled its weight in the areas of philanthropy and involved itself in nation building as well?
I think so. I think that a lot of corporates do some very good work in very different ways. Some of them talk about it, but I can tell you that there are lots of them who do very good quality work and don't talk about it. They don't feel the need to, but they make a grassroots impact. Having said that, I think that going forward, corporates are going to be put under the scanner much, much more. And if you think of the Western world, for example, after the church, it's corporates that are the most important constituent of society. And therefore, the onus on corporates to be good corporate citizens, not just by way of environment or by way of employment, but also by way of giving back in a much larger way to society, is only going to go up. So I think that it's a process that has only begun in the last maybe decade or so, but there are a lot of good people, a lot of people who are doing some very substantive work very quietly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ladies Study Group, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here with us today on this really inspirational afternoon. We hear many success stories in our daily lives, but rarely do we get to see the incredible and tenacious effort that goes behind it. At the helm of this mega success story is you, Mr. Birla, and we would like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and flying down to be with us here today. We are truly honored and grateful. I would now like to invite on stage Mrs. Roma Bhagat and Mrs. Sumangala Ji Birla from our governing body to present a token of appreciation to our speakers.